Good morning, everybody. Beautiful Wednesday here at the beach. Sun shining, 70 degrees. What more could we ask for? I've been out all morning talking to the postal people on shipping our books to give you the best rates on buying them. So I come back and I had some sourdough bread rising when I left, and it's time to work it up. And I thought, well, there's more things to do with sourdough bread than just making the bread. So I'm going to show you 3 different things out of one recipe of the bread. But first, I wanted to show you my cookbook. It will be out next week. It's in shipment, and we should have it ready to ship to you next week. And I hope you'll give it thought of getting it for a Christmas present for somebody, because all these recipes are easy and easy to read, and it's ideal for these young cooks, even us old cooks that's been cooking for years. But keep me in mind when you're buying Christmas presents. So now let's get to what I was doing. In this bowl, you can see my bowl, how the dough rose up to there. And this is your last step in making sourdough bread. So the recipe's in my book, and it shows you how to start out with the starter, and from there on. It's not hard. So this in here, I'm going to make a loaf of bread, a small one. So it's a little sticky, so I'm putting some flour over it, some bread flour. Of course, you use bread flour in this stuff. You don't use your regular flour. And I just work it in my hands like this, because I don't want to overwork it. And I'm going to work it to fit this pan right here, maybe a little shorter or a little longer or whatever, but I want it to fit in the pan. You see how pretty this is? So what I do, I'll flop it out in this pan, and I take my fingers and just push out and push it to one corner to the other. And I'm going to set it aside and let it rise today, just like the other things that I'm going to show you I make. One of my favorite things, and all my neighbors' kids love, is cinnamon rolls. I make them constantly for people because they all love it. So you see how this looks, and it's going to rise up over this pan. Okay. I have already took the liberty to roll out some of the cinnamon rolls and the dough, because it takes a while to roll it out. It likes to stretch, come back, stretch. And so I'm going to straighten out where that bowl made a mark in it. So I've been a busy little girl. I've been working on this cookbook, getting it out for all of you all to see, and see all the great recipes in it. So now I've got the 2 things rolled out. You can make cinnamon rolls on both of them or not. But I have a thing of brown sugar, and I take my hand and just cover the top of this with brown sugar. Now there's 2 icings that you can put on these cinnamon rolls. You can use cream cheese, of course. You can make that. But most everybody that I give them to, they prefer the original mixing butter, vanilla, and powdered sugar, and drizzle it on your cinnamon rolls. And watch the little gooey stuff just run down the side. So good when they just first come out of the oven. Oh, we like to have them when I first make them. I'll try to time it so I make it in the morning so we can have some fresh ones out with our coffee. Now you see how I've got this covered with the brown sugar. Okay, now I've got cinnamon, and we're going to cover this real good with cinnamon because you want to taste the cinnamon. That's what makes it. The brown sugar is good, but the cinnamon gives it the taste it needs. And you can see I am just covering this up with cinnamon. These are so good. And I wanted to show you how you can make them so you can get the recipe out of the book. Now, you see how that is. When you go to roll it, sometimes this will fall off. You don't want it to, so take your rolling pin and let's just roll it in the dough like that so it won't fall as we roll it up. Now, here we go. We're going to pick up the ends, fold it in, tuck it in, and keep a tucking until we have it all the way. I know it takes a while to do this. Now if you get some that the dough is sticky on the back, take some of your flour and just wipe it on the dough so it won't stick to you as you roll it. Now I tell y'all, I made some pickle soup the other day. I know that sounds horrible, but it is so good, y'all. That pickle soup, if you like dill pickles, I made it, and when I taste it, it's not real kosher dill, but enough that you know it's pickle soup. And you take a little spoon and you get a little crisp of a pickle where you have done. I'm gonna do a video on the pickle soup. It's just smooth, y'all. It's so good. Didn't take us long to eat, as we say, a mess of it. So good. So you see now I've got it. So I'm gonna take these ends and we're gonna tuck them in. We're not gonna leave the ends open. And I tuck mine in and I squeeze my roll and get it ready to cut. So I'm gonna start at this end. And I've got a pan already greased, ready to put these in. You can see your rolls, the layers that you have where you rolled it, and the thickness or how big you want them is how wide you cut them. If you don't want them real high or anything, don't cut them that high. And see, I got 5 here, and I've got some dough left, so let's squint some more in there. Okay? And use it all up. Because we're going to do something really special on this other. Okay, see? That's your end piece. I always say that's the goodie piece, but this is your end piece. Now we're going to set these aside, and then we're going to let these rise the rest of the day. About dinner time, they'll be ready to cook. So I'll be back then. Okay, we're going to move on over to this section. Um, we're gonna do some ham and cheese. And the recipe calls for ham and cheese, but we put other things in it. And you can too, you put anything you want. You can put turkey, sliced turkey, anything like that. So now I'm putting some cheese. You have to leave a little space on the sides so you can fold those, tuck those ends. These are great for parties. And they're just good. Let's get this. So I had some ham, not quite enough to cover but I also got some prosciutto here, and we like it. A lot of times you have this at parties and stuff like that. So let's put some of that in there and fill in, or we didn't have any ham. I think that's a good idea. Just to tear it apart and put it where you need it. Now this is gonna be good because we're gonna put cheese in here and we're gonna lay some up on this ham and okay. And we like pepperoni. Who doesn't like pepperoni? So I'm gonna stash some of these in here. So it shows you can take your sourdough bread and you can make a lot of things with this bread. This is not all the recipes that you can do with your bread. It's just some of the few that you can do, and some we do around here. It's good. I love the cheese. The more cheese that I have, the better I like it. I'm like pizza. I like it just to run. And you see, we got that in here. I'll use that. Need one there. Okay. We're gonna lay the cheese on here. We're gonna put some of this, and I'm gonna have to get some cheese out of the refrigerator and finish it off. So we'll use what we can here. We're just about. Okay, I've just put some provolone on here, and it's not enough cheese to suit me. And I had the 4 Mexican cheeses. So I'm gonna put some of that on top of it, because I like a lot of cheese. I don't care what kind of cheese I have. I just like cheese. But provolone was what I had, but I just didn't have enough. So you make do, it's a lesson. You make do with what you have. And that's what I'm doing. I'm making do with what I have. This is gonna be harder to roll because it's shredded, but we'll get it rolled, right? Okay, we got this, so guess what? We're gonna roll it. And we're gonna have like pinwheels. So here we go, fellas. Will be a great old big pinwheel, isn't it? How about that? And then, of course, we're going to tuck these ends in with the bread, and we got both ends. What a big monster of a pinwheel. Okay, we're going to cut these in to pinwheels. Let's see if I can get these a little bit rounder. There you go. We're gonna have some big ones. And they're good, y'all. They are good. And for a party, I don't recommend them making them this big. You just need about one roll on them. It's all you need. But we're gonna eat these for dinner tonight. And we're gonna have them big. And you gotta remember this sourdough bread's gonna rise while they set, just like the cinnamon rolls. That won't fall off. We're not gonna have that. He just wants to be ugly. We'll put him in here. And if they want to do that, just pinch them together. I'll just pinch this little booger together. And see, we're gonna do this. Okay, now our next step in this is I've got a stick of butter melted. I've got to put a tablespoon of poppy seeds. Y'all can see that I don't use measured spoons much. I know by looking in my hand about how much a tablespoon is. And there's your tablespoon. And then we're gonna have teaspoons, a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. I don't reckon I can put that mustard in my hand, can I? We'll just use what I'm gonna start with. There's your 1. And there's 2 of that. And then we gotta have some Worcestershire sauce here. So I'm gonna put a half teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and we're gonna mix this up. Okay, we're gonna pour this on our rolls and let it seep down in there. Look at all that goody stuff. Okay, now we're gonna let these sit along with the other two until later this afternoon, and then we'll cook them at 350. And the cinnamon rolls cook at 330. And you cook about 20 minutes. That sourdough bread will be done in about 20 minutes. So we're done for right now. Happy cooking to all of you. Hello, I'm back to show you our finished product. The rolls of cinnamon rolls, and the bread has been rising all afternoon, but we sort of cooked one and ate for supper. So I wanted you to see the bread. Now this is the bread. It's in a smaller pan. Turned out great, but I believe this is what you would like. The cinnamon rolls. Don't they look scrumptious? We'll be eating those in the morning. And we took these wraps and made them bigger so we could have them for dinner tonight. Now, if you're going to have a party or something, you can use these wraps and make them smaller, and don't cut them. I cut them like 2 inches wide. You do about an inch, half an inch to an inch, and don't roll them, but about a roll and a half. Just enough to show the ham and everything, and that'll give you a real nice hors d'oeuvre at parties. So this is the end of the video, and I'll have some more coming up. And also don't forget our book, Miss Georgia's Love of Cooking. It will be out probably by next week, hopefully sooner. But I look forward to seeing you on the videos, and we'll try something different. All of you have happy cooking, and until next time, good luck.